Hey friend, this is Mai with Creative Vibes, and today I wanted to share some of my tips for starting a private practice. I started working on Creative Vibes in November of 2019 and officially got my first contract in January of 2020. Since then, I've done a lot of trial and error in learning how to reach out to facilities and get contracts. I wanted to share some of these tips with you so that all of you don't have to go through the same mistakes that I made. The first thing you're going to want to do is make a website. Having an internet presence is absolutely crucial, especially in this day and age. It's important to have something to direct potential clients to and have a way for them to reach out to you as well. When you do create your website, you're also going to need to get clear on what you want to offer, who you want to work with, what's important to you, and your why for starting a private practice. Things like what sets you apart from other music therapists, what sets you apart from a music teacher or a performer, what makes you want to be a music therapist, and what makes you want to be a music therapist in private practice specifically. What do you have to offer that's unique to you? Starting a private practice is almost like the most intense self-discovery journey you're ever going to undertake. I made my website on Wix, but there are a ton of other DIY sites. If I could go back, I would have explored other options more thoroughly. I just stuck with Wix because it was initially free and I didn't realize you had to pay to get the business plan until it was too late. When you create your website, I would also recommend writing at least 1 or 2 blogs or shooting a few videos about music therapy and the services you offer. It will not only help with your SEO, it's also a great link to send to potential future clients. It'll give them a better idea of what you offer, and you won't have to continue writing the same thing over and over again in different emails. Once you do have a website, then you can start thinking about reaching out to potential clients. I think about I would say 90% of the clients I currently have were people that I reached out to as a cold call. It's really great to get referrals, and I've also gained clients that way. But for me, cold calling has been just the fastest way to grow my business. You'd be shocked at how many people don't know about music therapy. Typically, when I cold call, I try to pick a specific population or facility type first, and then Google every single possible place in the near area. You're going to need a way to keep all this information organized, and that's where HubSpot comes in. This has been the best thing that's ever happened to me in this regard. Let me show you. So basically, HubSpot is a marketing software that will help you keep track of all of your potential clients and where they are along the quote-unquote sales funnel, so to speak. First, I'll input all of my clients into my companies. Then I will create a deal for them. In the deals section, you can have different stages that each client is in. For me, I have ones like first call, first email, appointment schedule, trial session schedule, etc. But you can organize your stages in whatever way you desire. As you contact these potential clients, you can move each one of them over on the board, which will help you stay organized and on top of who you've been talking to. You can also assign tasks to each deal, which will send you a reminder to follow up at a designated time. This has been probably the single most important part of my entire business. When you talk to potential clients, you typically get the same types of questions each time. Things like, what's music therapy? What's the difference between you and a performer? What does a music therapy session look like? Or what kind of training do you guys have? Things like that. I have created a note that's saved on both my computer and my phone where I've jotted down things and answers to questions like this. It's been really helpful, especially when I get asked things like, what are some potential music therapy goals? I feel a lot more confident in my answers and I don't have to rack my brain, especially when I'm feeling nervous. It's already all there. Another common question that I get asked a lot is about pricing. And this is something that you're going to have to get really clear on and understand why you're worth what you're worth. And write this down. There were times when I first started calling when people would act surprised that my services cost money or just be astonished that I was charging so much and that I was charging too much, and I really started to question what I was worth. But when I wrote down all of the training, the education, and the work that I put into every single session and building this business, I knew that what I was charging was fair. And of course, we want to make our services accessible to everyone, and I do still offer discounted rates for clients, but do not let people make you question what you're worth. You have worked really hard to get to where you're at. You have worked really hard to gain the knowledge that you have now, and you deserve to be compensated for the work that you do. If you are looking to start your own private practice and could use some more guidance on the business side of things, I highly recommend you reach out to Jade Allen Cook. He does business consulting and helps you build cohesiveness in branding, logo design, your online image, social media, content creation, literally everything that you need to build a successful business. He was an integral part of my business, especially in the beginning, and still is to this day. You know, having a website is one thing, but having a website that will grow your business is a whole nother animal, and he can absolutely help you with that. I will link his website in the description. I hope that this was helpful to those of you who are considering starting your own private practice. Don't get me wrong, it is a ton of work, it's not easy, and I have spent a lot of hours, unpaid hours, to get to where I'm at right now. And it's not for everybody, but I really love what I'm doing. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.